Hopefully the interwebs hold up today.
Oh, yeah.
The interwebs are a little rough right now.
Did you change our episode name?
Thought I did. What did it say?
It says episode 368. Got any more of them free agents?
Thought I changed it.
You did.
Oh, no, I didn't. I was in the process of doing it. What do we call it?
369, dudes.
All right, I changed it now. I don't know what that'll do.
Nothing.
Nothing? It didn't do a thing?
Oh, you actually did change it to that. Yeah, I know. I got it.
Did it work?
Yeah, worked for me. I just closed out of the video and restarted it.
Yay. Okay, good. Well, that's nice to know that it can do it on the fly there. The more you know.
Well, I closed it out, but mine's not changing. Hold on. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay.
Sometimes it takes a second. Not everyone's as fast as Jeff.
Yeah.
Heard that before.
All right, like it or not, it's episode number 369 of Raiders Fan Radio coming at you live.
What's up, guys? Hey, it's Mike Garofalo, NFL Network here in the home office, and you are listening to the Raiders Fan Radio podcast, taking that lighter journey into the dark side with Murph, Swag Jeff, and Michelle. She's got great hair. It's a little pink, it's a little purple, whatever it is. I'll tell you what, if I could grow it, I would sign up for that color today. So listen to her and the entire crew as they give you all the information on the Raiders on the podcast that benefits the One Nation Foundation. It's a great cause. It's a great pod. Tune in, turn it up. Here it comes. All that Raiders info and takes coming at you right now.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, L.A., Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Koleknikov, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio. Take it away, guys.
There we go.
What a way to start this show.
I was over here doing something else. Anyways, I appreciate you, Raider Nation. Or wait, let me back up. What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murph back once again for what we trust will be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 369. 369, dudes! Coming to you live from Murph's. No, it's not. It's the cabin in the woods. I keep forgetting. Man, I'm all out of sorts. This is what happens when you don't do a live show for a couple of weeks.
I know, right?
Yeah, and then kick it off with a few beers before the show starts. But anyways, welcome in to Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 369. Appreciate all of those of you that are joining us live on the YouTubes. And you can find us each and every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. And you can jump in there with the best Raiders fans, the best chat room that there is in Raider Nation. We appreciate you all very, very much for joining us live, and appreciate also all the folks that join us on the audio podcast. Ever since I yelled at you and asked for that you were pleased and begged to listen to us on the audio podcast.
Yeah.
Numbers rocking
and rolling,
Good.
dude.
So I'm gonna keep guilt tripping that, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got a Sicilian mom. I know how
That's
to throw a
okay.
guilt trip.
That's right. Yeah.
But anyway, so appreciate all of those of you. And you can find us on any audio podcast service just by searching for Raiders Fan Radio. That is Spotify, that is Apple Podcasts, that is YouTube Music, that is anywhere that you can find a podcast, you can certainly find us. And so appreciate you all very, very much. All right, we've got a few things to get to tonight. We've got a little bit of news. We have one news story.
We do?
We do. And then we have
good.
one really fun segment that we're going to get into, something that came across the X this week, and I thought would be a fun topic for us here on the show. And so we're gonna go over that. We're gonna do some emails and voicemails. We have some emails, Michelle.
Yes, we have two.
We have 2 emails,
Nice.
and I think we've got 3 voicemails. So we're gonna get to those, but I don't do this show alone. So let me first turn it over to my best friend and yours, the man that adorns the right side of the poker table. He is Swag Jeff.
It's started and profile.
What up, Swaggo?
Oh man, I'm fired up to be here. There's not a whole lot going on, but it's always good to hang out with my buddies here. And like you said, the best chat room in all of Raider Nation is in the building. So can't thank you guys enough for being. Can I shout them out?
Of course.
All right, let's do that.
More of them and less of us is a good thing, Jeff.
Absolutely. So Martin's in there. Chef B. Richard Hardy is in there. Jordan Ford. Paul Edgerton is in there.
Hey, Paul.
Let's see. Wyo Raider is in there.
What's up, Wyo?
Hooligan Nation. Kelly Kreiner is in the building. Hey,
what's
Kelly.
up, Kelly Kreiner?
Let's see here. Raider Ryan is in here. Robert Pena is in here. Tony Shefford. Sacktown Raider Mike.
Oh my gosh, we got some old school folks going on in
we
there,
got
man.
some OG, man. Yeah, Jay Jackson, the hashtag Navajo on the go is
What's
in the building.
up, Jay?
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, East Coast Raider just jumped in.
Oh my
So,
gosh,
yeah,
man.
We got some good folks in here,
Yeah,
man.
We got the
Yeah.
diehards in there. That's an all-star roster you just rattle off there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Jay Jackson says, I'm here. Yeah, I know. I just shouted you out. So, Murph, we don't do the show alone.
Heck no, we don't.
No. So, sitting over here to my right over here, well, I guess across from me, is the one and only, the lovely Michelle Swag.
Hi, Michelle.
Hey.
That time we classed it up around here, Jeff.
We need
Yeah, it's about time. Damn
We
it.
need to.
Yeah, all these rundowns we've been doing. It's nice to have Michelle back in
Yeah,
the
it is
building.
nice to
Absolutely.
be back. I do love being here. This is fun.
Have you paid attention to the plethora of Raiders news that's come out
Yeah,
this
I
week?
mean, I can't keep up. There's so much going on. So I'm hoping that you guys can fill me in on everything. So
Yeah.
Well, hey, more of them and less of us. So that's
right.
why we'll
That's
go to the emails and the voicemails.
There you go.
Always some good talking points. We've had some really good talking points come in from the not only the chat always, but
our
but coming-
emails, yeah, people bring up really stuff that sometimes I don't even think about. So
Yep.
I always appreciate the emails.
Yep,
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we did our last rundown of basically just through emails and voicemails.
That was it,
That was
man.
all.
Yeah,
Because
and it was-
there was a whole lot of nothing going on.
Absolutely. No, it was fantastic.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So speaking of 369,
Hey.
here at the top of the show, you always take our episode number and tie it back to something significant within Raider Nation. And Swag Jeff, who do we have this week?
Absolutely, man. Well, we've got a season stat for you right there.
Love
And
a season stat.
Love a season stat, man. And it's one of my favorites.
Oh,
It's my guy.
Is it Charles Woodson, the jersey you're wearing?
No, it's not. But it is one of my favorite quarterbacks to ever don the silver and black, and that
LaMonica.
is Daryl the Mad Bomber LaMonica.
Come on, Daryl
Yeah.
Pasquale, if you need
There
him.
you go. There you go. So back in 1969.
Oh.
69, dude. So the the last AFL season for the Raiders and the first of John Madden's career as head coach of the Raiders.
Yes.
Yep. Daryl LaMonica played for the Raiders, of course, and led the league in passing yards with 3,302 yards, completing 221 passes for 34 touchdowns and 25 interceptions. He averaged 235.9 yards per game. And of course, that is your 3 in 69.
Nicely done.
Nice. Thanks, Daryl.
You know, it's we've talked about it certainly a handful of times around here.
Sure.
It's starting to, I notice on the X, it's getting a little bit of traction now when his name comes up, because that man, and really those Raider teams, Warren Wells and those guys, they were so far ahead of their time. No one's thrown 35 touchdown passes in 1969. You know what I mean? Like that's what Daryl and the Raiders did back then was absolutely not only trend setting, but so far ahead of its time, man. And it's you know, it's about time that I think not only the league and fans, but especially folks that are Raider fans. You know, when you start putting the short list together of players, and this is not any shade at Jim, but like people want to put it Kenny and then put Plunkett there because he won a couple Super Bowl. No, it's Daryl LaMonica, man. It's LaMonica, and then you can talk about Plunkett, and then maybe, you know, that other guy and whatever. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of list in from there.
Sure.
But it's Daryl, and it's not only because of he would be better today. Like, how often can you say this about a player? They would be better than the modern day NFL than they were in the era in which they played, which was 1969. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That's bananas. Like, there's not very many players you could say that about. And by the way, he won an AFL MVP and led the team to the Super Bowl. And like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just. Yeah. Shout out Daryl, man. That's great, Jeff. That was good.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. So, and before we jump into contact info, I want to give a much respect to our buddy Chef B in the building.
Okay.
He gifted 5 memberships.
Wow.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, he gifted them. So he gifted it. So, and I don't know if the chat room just randomly generates it, but Paul, Jordan Ford, B. Al, Sacktown Raider Mike, and East Coast Raider were all gifted a membership from Chef
cool
B.
is that?
Yeah. That's pretty damn cool.
That's very cool. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that either. That's cool.
That's it's super cool.
There's the generosity of Raider Nation for you right there, man.
Absolutely.
And we're going to talk about the generosity.
Generosity.
There it is.
Yay. Start that car. The generosity of Raider Nation here coming up. But before we do that, let's go ahead and hit a little contact info. And then I got an idea. Let's do some respect.
Okay.
Yeah.
We haven't done that in a second.
Yeah, man.
Woo.
Woo! Hey, Raider Nation! You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up,
Shut up,
and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murph would say it, 909-345-3346.
There I am.
How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me.
You sound like me over there.
I did it to myself.
Yeah, you did.
Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, the Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio, Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio, the TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio, or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching. Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Good.
It was all right.
Fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Should we do that again and just go?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Nah, we'll own it. We'll just own it.
It's okay.
Yeah, there's no.
I'm sorry. Paul asked if it was too late to get a print. Those prints that I've done, the
don't think
lino
so.
cut prints, and it's not. I can make a few more. I still have the lino cut, and it's still
perfect,
good enough where I can
Cool.
make more. So, if you were gifted a membership and you want a print, I don't have the print with me, but I need your address. So just email it. Show at what the fuck is it?
RaidersFanRadio.com.
Yeah.
Boy, we're all off our game tonight.
Yeah, it's the weather.
Absolutely.
But send
There you
that
go.
to the email, and I'll make up some more and send them out.
Perfect. Thank
There
you,
go.
Michelle.
Yeah, and so that includes Herman Munster, Salvo Zen, Filipino Raider, Atticus B. Rockin', and Potbelly, who were just gifted memberships by Raider Ryan.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. How fun.
Yeah, that is so cool.
That is so cool, guys. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
100%.
Got some work to do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, send those emails. Show at RaidersFanRadio.com. Send us your man.
Oh wow.
Send us your address, and we'll get the card sent out to you. Lord have mercy. All right, let's go ahead and jump into a segment here because we all know how to do this. There's nothing wrong with props, nothing wrong with shout outs, but around here at Raiders Fan Radio, we're Italian, so we like to give out a little bit of respect.
Murph, Swaggy J, Nation, it's time for a little respect. You know, respect ain't bought, it ain't sold, it ain't demanded, it ain't negotiated, it's earned. And without blowing smoke or giving shameless plugs, we want to say salute and much respect to the following folks.
Yeah. I miss this too, man. Come on, dude. I love it.
Yeah, you do.
Hey.
You love that shit.
Love that shit.
Oh my gosh! Anyway, so here at the top of the show, we like to give some respect, and so I've got a few things actually. If I could just float those out there to you all. So first and foremost, for those of you on the video feed, I'm wearing the boys' shirt. And the boys being the boys from Bussin' with the Boys, and not most importantly, they're all great guys, but Will Compton's our guy. Will, who obviously played for the Raiders in 2 different stints, playoff Willie if you need him. Huge supporter of what we do with our nonprofit. And as of today, we received a very generous donation to the One Nation Foundation from the boy, from Will. And
thank you, Will.
Bussin' with the Boys. Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you, Will.
We cannot appreciate the support. You know, those guys are like, I was joking earlier before the show started about, how big time they're getting now. Like, Taylor's hosting reality shows and
he's on like Netflix.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah. Like they're really, they're coming up, and so they don't have to do this stuff for our dopey little show and support. You almost feel like at a certain point, like people will just kind of grow out of whatever. Because when we first got linked up with Will, he was just like a journeyman linebacker for the Raiders.
Yeah.
It was right as Bussin' was very first starting.
Yeah. He would text us back all the time.
yeah. Back when he used to talk to Jeff. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But and he signed some stuff for us and whatever. We hung out with him for a day and had lunch and it was whatever. But, now, it's frankly hard to get a hold of them because they're so freaking busy and they're doing shit that's way bigger and better than, a fan show in a bonus area.
House.
Whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So so he doesn't have to do that, but still does. And this is now 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
I think that Will has contributed to the One Nation Foundation. So cannot thank him and the boys enough. Brett over there. All those guys. Thank you so very, very much for your support of the One Nation Foundation.
Yeah. Much respect. Much respect.
So, as a result of said donation, we are getting ready to make our first donation of the year, and that is going to go to Raider Dad. So I'm going to flip it over to Jeff.
Okay.
And I would like you to talk a little bit about what Raider Dad is and what we and they are going to do with the money that we're getting ready to send them.
Absolutely, man. So much respect to Josh Camonite and the good folks over at Raider Dad. So they take underprivileged kids and their parental figures to Raider games, to sporting events and stuff like that for the first time. It's mainly Raider focused. I know they do some stuff with the Golden Knights and all that stuff. And I'm sure they're going to get involved with the A's whenever they come to town and all that stuff. But it's taken kids to Raider games that wouldn't get to go otherwise, and their parental figures. So you're developing bonds that all of us, if you're watching the show, I'm sure you have a bond with your parental figure, your mom, your dad, whoever, going to a game, sitting, watching a game at home, all that stuff, and just the core memories that you create doing that. And that's what Raider Dad is doing. It's amazing work that they do. Josh has an incredible mission. And so that money that we are giving to Raider Dad on behalf of your support, on behalf of Will Compton, on behalf of all the great folks in the chat that give us super chats, all that stuff, that's going
those
to
memberships,
the memberships that have been gifted all night long. All that's going to Raider Dad. And so do we give an amount or no?
Well, they'll see it at the.
You'll see the check.
The official check will get presented at the event.
You'll see the check. So all that is on your behalf through the One Nation Foundation. So we seriously can't thank you guys enough. And that is going to be the preseason tailgate that they do every year. So I think that's the one that we typically sponsor.
Yeah, and we'll hopefully all three of us will be there.
Yeah.
Hopefully our spouses will be there with us. It's a great time. You get to see your money in action there at the Raider Dad tailgate, because it's not about it's as important as it is getting the kids to the game, and like from what Jeff was talking about, but they also provide them merch. They get shoes and shirts, and there's a full tailgate
experience.
Jay's Gourmet is out there. Texas Roadhouse is out there. They're cooking up crazy tons of food. Woodson Whiskey's out there for the grown folks. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's all free, 100% free to these families. And there was a guy. I get emotional thinking about it, Jeff. There was a guy that came down from Canada that we met, and he was down there with his family. It was all their. For real. All that down there with his family, he had stage 4 cancer, was in a wheelchair, and not a very good outlook.
Yeah.
Not a good prognosis, and was down there to have this event be one of the last big things that they did together as a family. Now, if you can't get behind that, I can't do the math for you, man. Like, I mean, it's just an incredible thing what they're doing out there. And again, not only the Bussin' guys, but everything that you do supports the One Nation Foundation and ultimately Raider Dad. So thank you all very much for
absolutely.
That.
Can I throw in a respect?
Of course.
Yeah, so in the chat, so our good buddy, who we haven't seen in here in a minute, but Chronicles of the Black Hole is in the building.
Oh, sweet.
So he's been telling everybody in the chat that he recently had surgery, and so he's finally got his eyesight back.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. So he had lost his eyesight, they said, for 16 months.
Oh my gosh.
And so he's gotten surgery, and so he said, I miss seeing your guys' faces, but I'm back. So yeah, so much respect to Chronicles of the Black Hole, man.
That is so cool, man.
That's pretty damn cool.
Sorry that 2 of these are the ones you got to look at. Yeah. Here, I'll just put the camera on Michelle.
There you go. There you go.
Where was the chime? There they are. There we go. All right, I've got one more to get to, and I'm going to throw this over to you, Michelle.
Okay.
So for those of you that don't know, today is World Autism Awareness Day.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Okay.
And so I want to give respect to your son, Darius, and I would love for you to introduce who Darius is to people that are listening to this show that may not know.
Yeah, so Darius, we have he'll be 31 in July, 30-year-old adult with autism. He's very low functioning, so he's nonverbal, and I'm his full-time caregiver. So that's so funny that I've had a son with autism for 30 years, and I didn't realize it was Autism Awareness Day. I guess every day is Autism Awareness Day.
Right, yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
so he's my shadow. He's with me every waking moment of my day, but I love him. He's a fucking blast to be around. I mean, you guys have been around him. He's
Absolutely.
just a fun,
just a ball of
he's really
joy.
easygoing. Yeah, he really is. It wasn't always like that though. Like we've had some really, 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 really trying times when he was younger, especially going through like puberty. That's a really tough time for a lot of kids with autism.
Sure.
Plus he doesn't have a voice, so it's hard for him to convey what he needs except physically. So sometimes that can be challenging. But yeah, Lamont and I always joke that he's our easiest kid. We have 3, and he really is just an easy guy. But he's gonna live with us forever. So because he doesn't have access to like a lot of day programs and stuff because he is so low functioning autism. So But yeah, happy. What is it?
World Autism Awareness.
Wow, I am really on the ball today.
Yeah, you are.
But much respect to Darius, man. We love being around him. We love having him around. And when we do our big family events and everything, like it's just, I don't know, having him there. It's just he should be there for all of it. Like you know what I mean? He's a staple here for Italian Thanksgiving and stuff. You know what I mean?
As long as there's food, Darius is happy.
That's
all he cares about.
He loves my pizza.
He loves the pizza. He loves it all.
Well, yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So good stuff there. All right. So I got an idea.
Okay.
Because I'm sure someone in the chat, or we'll get a YouTube comment.
Oh.
When are you guys going to talk about the Raiders? Now. But hit a break first.
Okay, let's do that. Hi.
This is AJ calling from the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Just win, baby.
Hey Raider Nation, this is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
You know, I was just thinking about Darius has been on the show.
Oh yeah,
there's been a handful of times where he's been here while we were doing the show and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just rocking in the background.
Heck yeah, man.
Martin said Murph can't speak and Michelle doesn't know what day it is, and that is valid.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you're not wrong, Martin. Yeah.
Hey, let me shout out the chat room right quick.
I was going to say, what have you done wrong, Jeff?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's the show. We have a ways to go.
That's true. Yeah.
I'll fuck up here in a second. Don't worry. Jordan Ford says so much positivity today with a $10 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Thank you, brother.
And Mikey Ramirez says, not much, but man, so much love today. Just wanted to be a part of that. I've been so blessed to take my son to games, and you guys are blessing everybody with a $5 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, some amazing folks in the building. Martin, Paul, Jordan Ford, Sacktown Raider Mike, Chronicles of the Black Hole, Chef B, Tony Shefford. Let's see here. Let me keep scrolling up there. Herman Munster is in the building. Elon Bush, Mikey Ramirez, Wyoming Raider, Ron the Mater Raider holding it down.
Hey.
Nine Burt is in there. Let's see. East Coast Raider, man. The whole crew is here.
That's
dude.
awesome, man.
Kelly Kreiner.
Kelly, what's up, Kelly?
Yeah.
Kelly joined us there he didn't join us at the tailgate, he joined us at the game.
Yeah, and his foreign Mo shirt.
His Mo shirt.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, and Kelly says, Jeff's just sitting back and let everyone else screw up.
Well, you know what?
I'm normally the guy that leads that off.
That's
so,
true, yeah.
You know.
That's because you're over there drinking Jim Beam by the bottle.
Yeah.
I did that once.
You did that one time.
I had 85% of the bottle during a 2.5 hour show.
Yeah. It was Jim Beam honey, wasn't it?
It was Jim Beam maple.
Oh, maple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Yeah,
you bad.
You were drunky.
I was
for real
I think
drunky.
that may be the only time I've had to stay the night.
Yeah.
You were you ain't leaving.
You're not leaving.
And normally I'm trying to be I'll be okay. Give me a little bit. I'll be all right. But I was yeah, no, I ain't leaving.
Yeah, because there's been a handful, because we're always very responsible while they're drinking.
Yes,
there has been a handful of times where it's been all right, Jeff, let's hang back for a little bit. Let's grab a pizza. You know what I mean? Let's give it a minute, and he always is very much,
absolutely
agreeable to that kind of stuff. But yeah, on the Jim Beam night, it was more hey, can I sleep here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody got that couch?
Yeah, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, so let's get to a little bit of Raider news. So here's let's go ahead and kick it off with this. This is something interesting that came down. So the NFL's having their annual league meetings, right? And so, Pete's kind of made the rounds a little bit, and some of the other folks have as well. I saw today they are tabling the discussion for the not talk rule. They are just tabling the discussion for the tush push.
Okay.
Which this is not Raider related, but I don't think it should be outlawed.
No.
It's a play. There's a team that does it better than anybody else. Why should they be punished for innovation? That'd be like saying that, outlawing the bump and run back when Al Davis invented it. Just because you come up with something that you do better than everybody else doesn't mean that you just automatically get rid of it. Like, I never understood that, because anybody can do it. So you can replicate it. Teams are having trouble with it. And I think that that's an initiative by Roger Goodell. I think that he's the one that's pushing it, because it seems like, and this is one of the handful of things that I don't care for about this commissioner, is that, like, when he has an initiative, instead of it not getting voted for and then they just move on to something else, they table it and then they're going to vote on it again in May. So, like, gives him time to, like, go out and lobby for more votes. And I'm like, just let the shit die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see. Well, how do you feel about it? I think it's a valid play.
I'm fucking tired of stupid rules for things that are irrelevant, like the fucking taunting, like this new one, I don't know that's outlawed.
Oh yeah,
that
you can't do that anymore.
Like
what? Wipe your nose?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Pretty much that. Yeah, that celebration.
That
No
celebration.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
That's
And
dumb
the
as
tush
shit.
push,
That's
like,
dumb.
It's figure it out. If you're a team that can't do it, then you're doing something wrong. If there is one team that can do it, then it's doable. So what is everybody doing wrong? Like, I just think it's stupid. And there's got to be other things that are more important than that.
I totally agree.
Like ticket prices, you know,
Yeah,
like,
oh, come on,
like,
right?
Let's focus on things that really matter.
Right.
I agree. And I mean,
Yeah.
and you're talking about, like, they started doing this when Jason Kelsey was at center, and now they've got a new center. I don't know what the guy's name is, but they've got a new center, and they're still doing it effectively. So it's not like they're even got, like, a ringer player or
Right.
something that's able to do it. They're just doing it collectively as a team, man. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with it at all. But anyways, so we'll see. We'll find out where it goes. But that's the NFL, man. Like, they just tinker a little too much at times. It's like, you've got a phenomenal product. Leave it alone.
Let it be.
Leave it alone, man.
Yep.
Just leave it alone. And I know we're headed for an 18-game schedule. That's they've been telegraphing that one forever.
Absolutely.
And it's, here we go. I'm just gonna bitch real quick. The NFL is brilliant at marketing, always has been. And one of the things that they market is player safety. I'm sorry, they don't give a half a shit about player safety. They give a shit about money. You get to the end of the money, that's the answer to the question. And this whole idea about, like, oh, I want to ban the tush push because it's a player safety issue, or oh, we want to change kickoffs because it's a player safety issue. No, you want to generate what you want to generate so that you can make more money. Because if it were truly about player safety, you wouldn't have an 18-game schedule. You wouldn't have games flexed on Thursday night. You wouldn't be playing 3 games in 11 days. When you stop doing that, then I'll take your message of player safety a little more seriously, so that if you do tell me you're making a rule change, like to the tush push, because it is a player safety thing, I'll believe you. But right now, you're full of shit. The NFL's been so full of shit, man, with the officiating between the Chiefs last year and all this stuff. It's like, God dang it, we're not stupid. I may be a blind loyalist Raider fan, but I'm not a fucking moron. You know what I mean? Like, don't feed me a bowl of shit and tell me it's chocolate pudding, man. No. Like, we see it. We can, God dang it, pisses me off.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I don't understand. What's the difference between the tush push and a run play? I feel like it's just as not safe as the other, right?
No, the NFL is a rough sport. None of it's safe.
None of it's
These
safe.
guys are crazy. They're nuts. You have to be nuts to be an NFL athlete.
So what difference does it make at that
That's
point?
what I'm saying. And I mean that in a positive way. But, like, you got to have absolute, like, Luke Kuechly was on with the Bussin' guys. Speaking of the Bussin' guys this week. And he was talking about the idea that he realized he was going to retire when he went in and made a tackle and hit a guy and went, ooh. And just that little bit of him feeling that, he was like, that's it. Because the mentality of an NFL athlete, when I say crazy, I don't mean that in a disparaging way, but I mean, you have reckless abandon when it comes to your body. You are flinging your body with relentless aggression into you know what I'm saying? Into other people. Like, and you have to be a peak athlete. You have to be the peak of athleticism. So the combination of those two things, to answer your question, yes, it's all dangerous.
Yeah.
Every single play. Yeah. Don't tell me that one is more dangerous than the other, Michelle. I don't buy it, man.
Yeah, none of it is about player safety. I mean, it just, and it's insulting to say that we're smart people. Like, we can look and see that it's not like adding another game. Like, that's player safety. I thought that that was what matters. So it just is dumb. And it's insulting to us to tell us that it's for their safety. No, it's not for their safety.
It's apocryphal at best.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on wiping your nose, let's make sure we can read the first down right. Make sure we can get. Let's work on officiating.
Come on,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't worry about the fucking tush push. How about we get some good officials in the building?
Yeah, 100%, dude.
You know, come
100%.
on.
Well, and this is a stupid question because I'm sure it has something to do with what's happening with the ball down there. But what's the difference between the tush push and a quarterback sneak? Like, what's the difference? Like, why is one being focused on and the other one isn't?
It's because the running back gets behind the quarterback and pushes him forward. So you have your offensive linemen are diving down.
Right.
Your quarterback takes the ball, is pushing forward, and then you have players behind him pushing him.
Pushing, so we're pushing.
They're pushing
a
the
different
tush.
player. I'm saying the quarterback sneak. What's different?
It's like the quarterback sneak is more like a fall
He's not getting
forward.
pushed. He's not getting pushed forward. It looks like
Oh,
it when they're playing.
Well, 100%.
Yeah,
It's just a different
seems
setup.
similar.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Very similar.
Yeah.
It's just a different version of a quarterback sneak. 100%. Yeah. So it's so dumb. But anyways.
It is dumb.
So here we go.
If the Chiefs were doing it, it would be okay. But it's not the Chiefs. So.
Hey, you may not be wrong on that.
Yeah.
I'm sweating over here.
Are you?
A little bit, man. I got fired up.
Oh,
I get fucking,
you're glistening.
Are you having a hot flash?
Well, that probably too, yeah.
Holy cow.
Probably.
I'm having sympathy hot flashes. All right, so one of the guys that was making the rounds, now we're going to talk about the Raiders. One of the guys making the rounds was John Spytek, and so John Spytek told a really fun story about the advice he got with who the Raiders should pick at number 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my oldest son has made it no secret that if we don't pick Ashton Genty at 6, that he's walking out of the family and he's going to find somebody else, probably whoever takes Ashton. I think he's motivated.
He's a free agent for fandom right now.
Yeah,
that's
hilarious. Yeah, Jack is motivated by fantasy football and touchdowns in fantasy football, not necessarily all of team building. But I love that my son loves the draft process at 10 years old, and maybe he's starting to fall in love with the scouting process. I hate it a little bit too because I know the life that he's signing up for, but the passion that he has. And he walked right into our building and basically told Mark Davis, like, if my dad doesn't take Ashton Genty, he's doing a bad job.
Is he in there buzzing film with you when you're watching Genty?
No, he goes on YouTube and he watches it himself. So,
Love it.
yeah, I know. I mean, Jack, those are highlights. You got to watch all the
complete
plays.
game.
Yeah, don't be swayed by highlights.
John, you were talking about culture earlier.
Who's your source, by the way?
That's funny.
Your agent.
Okay.
I was also with the same agency, so we have the same agent. You just didn't know that.
All right, Sean. Yeah,
I love that, man.
That's so hilarious.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Yeah. So, and you know what? The kid's right.
He's a Raiders fan in the making if he's making those kind of statements. You
Heck
do this
yeah.
or I'm walking out of the family. Like that is, he's ready
That's
to be a Raiders
amazing.
fan.
That's amazing. And and you know what? His 10-year-old kid, he's got it right. He's got it right. I mean, I feel like the writing is on the wall. I mean, who else are we going to take at this point? I feel
we
like
got some
all
lengthy
signs,
discussions around that, but
I feel like all signs are pointing to Ashton Genty.
I'll see how they're not unless they move. I mean, and there was even, I saw today, a new, or maybe was it Field Yates? I think you guys know how I feel about mock drafts, but Field Yates put it out there, and I think it is very valid that we get Genty at 6 and then trade back in with like the Chiefs or somebody to go and grab wide receiver. Grab one of the wide receivers, and so it was the guy out of Missouri, is who it was. I don't know who it was.
Okay,
but I could fully see something like that because Spytek moves around the draft. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers move around in the draft. So I think we're going to see more movement this draft. So aside from them moving out of that spot, then to go back to the discussion we had last time on the rundown, there's only really 3 guys, 4 if you count Mason Graham, right? So you got Mason Graham, you got Travis Hunter, you've got Shedeur Sanders, and then Abdul Carter.
Right.
If one of those 4 guys are there at 6 with Genty, then sure, there's a decision to be made.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you're talking about having highly impacted positions with potential superstars to take place. even with Shedeur, because we need we need a franchise quarterback. So those things have got to be, so that's fair to talk about that ahead of Genty. But outside of that, and the odds are those 4 guys are going to be gone.
They're going to be gone.
They're going to be gone. So, you know what I mean? Like that, so that's it. I mean, I'm curious what the chat room's saying. What's the chat room say about it? Because I don't see any other scenario, again, unless they move, which is possible, but who's going to move up to get what at that point? No one's going to move up to get Genty. So if those,
I don't think so.
Well, so if those 4 guys are on the board, well, then you're not going to, would the Jets maybe move up to get Shedeur if Shedeur's at 6? And then what are the Jets drafting, like 11 or 12 or something like that?
Jets are drafting 7.
Oh, 7. That's right. They're right behind us.
But that might be a scenario.
But that would be the scenario, because then you just snag Genty in the next pick and you pick up an extra 3rd along the way or whatever the hell it is.
Exactly.
So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so what's the chat room saying?
Yeah, everyone kind of agrees that if Shedeur's there, you probably got to grab him. But I mean, yeah, I mean, Genty's the guy. I mean, it really seems that way. Martin said Abdul Carter's got to be gone by 6. I don't see him making it past 3 or 4.
No.
I mean, and can you imagine though? What if he does fall to 6?
Oh, dude, him and Max in the same line.
Max
with freaking
and Kuntz
and Wilkerson
and Wilkins.
That's what I meant, Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't talk tonight. Sorry.
That's all right. But everyone also was talking about we need to draft a linebacker at some point during the draft process.
Yes, I agree.
Because we've got Devin White, who's going to basically become.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
No, yeah, he's going to become the Divine Diablo replacement. And then Roberts is going to be the Spillane replacement. So, so Diehard Raider said that, but we still should draft a linebacker, which I totally agree with that.
I agree with that. And sorry, man. I just don't know. There's a lot of people down on the Devin White thing.
Yeah,
I like Devin White, man. Like that guy has got crazy lateral movement and tackling ability. I know that he had some rough times, and I know that last year was supposed to be his quote comeback year with the Texans, but it's a 1-year deal with no guarantees. Like, how much exposure do the Raiders
What do you got to lose?
What do you got to lose? And he's 27 years old.
Right.
So, I mean, if he does find something in the tank and gets back to that gear that he had with the early on with the Buccaneers, like, it's an absolute steal for us to have that guy in the building. And we haven't had. I mean, you got to go back to Kirk Morrison, for crying out loud, and Robert Thomas and Thomas Howard for the last time that we had like a solid linebacking core, and Kirk was obviously the anchor of that. But it's been forever, and I know Spillane was a nice player. He's a good player, but he wasn't Kirk Morrison,
right?
You know what I mean? Like you got to go back a hot minute. Well, a guy like White can be that level of talent, of athleticism.
He was a top 10 draft pick, wasn't he?
Yeah, and was awesome.
Oh, he's great.
Like, he was an awesome player. So, again, we got to go back to Kirk Morrison. So the idea that we have the potential, Michelle, to get that outside of 2019, 9 games of Will Compton, shout out the boy, like we haven't had a superstar linebacker in forever,
Lamont has been bitching about a linebacker, I think, since we've been together. It feels like he's every season like, Raiders need a linebacker. And so, yeah, I mean, why the fuck not?
Why not?
Yeah.
No, low exposure, like, why not?
Exactly.
And then if he does well, then you sign him to a 3-year deal or whatever.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because he'll be 28.
Yeah.
Like, he's still pretty dang young, So
100%.
I like it. I like it, but I know that's, a lot of people didn't. And they were out on that move. And I get it, man. I watch the same games you do. Like, I know, but
sometimes players just need a change of scenery, and they're a completely different player. So maybe that's what he needs.
Maybe that's what he needs.
Yeah.
So
we're
going to root for it. We're going to root for it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Yeah. Diehard Raider in there said Giad Campbell.
Yeah.
He's the linebacker. So they said trade back into the first to grab him.
There you go. That would be
might
a money move. Yeah.
That might be a move.
Dig it.
Yep. 100%.
All right. Let's see. We've got one more story to get to. So Jeff, go ahead and hit a break for us.
Okay.
And then we're going to go over a list. We love lists around here.
Oh, yeah, we
Love
do.
a good list.
What's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Will Compton. You're listening to Raiders Fan Radio with my boys Murph, Swaggy Jeff, and Uncle Mosh. Tune in because they fucking put out a banger podcast.
Hey, this is Pete Koch, former Los Angeles Raider. Yeah, back in the old days, baby. And you're listening to Murph and Uncle Mosh, who happens to have the same hair as me. Check it out, Raiders Fan Radio.
Hit one more, Jeff. Thank you.
Las Vegas, a city without a pro football team, in a world gone mad. What can we do about it? Acquire the most desired franchise in sports history? Sin City, lost wages, home of the Elvis weddings, and 24-hour debauchery. But finally, a match made in heaven. The Oakland Raiders have landed in the desert with the Death Star as their home. And to celebrate beyond your imagination has come 3 individuals hosting the most irreverent show while paying homage to the storied history of this franchise. Raiders Fan Radio with Murph, Swaggy J, and Michelle, taking a lighter side journey into the dark side.
All right, so this will be fun. So on the X there, as the kids call it.
Yes.
Our buddy Raiders History. It's at Oak L Raiders 1976, and so that's Raiders History account. Always puts out cool like facts and great stuff. If you're a fan of the history of the Raiders, like we all are, and I know so many of you are, it's just a great account to follow. So I want to first give him respect and go follow him. All right, so he puts out an X post, and it says, "What is the biggest what if in Raiders history?" Wow. The biggest what if, and man, it's got my mind going big time. I thought it was a phenomenal question because there are so many what ifs when it comes to the Raiders, from stuff that happened back towards the inception of the team. What if we would have kept the name the Seniors? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are,
that would have been tragic.
Wild, right?
No
like
kidding.
there are a million different what ifs around the team. And so to come up with a list of what you thought were or what was the biggest. So I got, my list is very, very short, and I'm going to save it because I know that you guys put in a lot of work into coming up with your list. So let's start with Michelle. And do you want to go in reverse order? How many do you have?
I didn't put them in any order.
Okay.
I have 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah, I have like 7 or 8.
Are yours in any kind of order?
No.
And I bet
Okay.
we probably have a lot of the same.
I would.
And
Okay.
I don't
Probably.
have them in any order.
Yeah, you go first.
My first one was, what if Derek Carr hadn't have broke his leg?
That's
That
a good
was
one.
the top of the list for me.
That's my first one.
That's a good one. So that would, I would say on my list, and I'll tell you, so the way my brain works, the criteria for me is what had the most severe consequences. So what was the ramifications of said thing?
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, did it lead to a loss of championship? And I would say that the reason that one is on my short list, in no particular order, but I would say it's probably number 3, if not 4, somewhere around there, is because Derek Carr getting his leg broken potentially cost us a championship, because not only that year, I don't think the 2016 Raiders were going to rattle off a bunch of wins in the postseason and go win a Super Bowl, but I think it changed Derek.
Yes.
To the point where we would not have that opportunity in the future. I really do. I think that and I'm not saying that it wouldn't have changed me either. Heck, I just destroyed my ACL this week and it's changed my life. Like, I'm not saying that what happened to Derek is, I understand it. Like, I get it, but it did. But it's bottom line though, is that it happened and it changed. And so we lost that ability to be, right after 2017, 3 weeks in, it all fell apart and it never came all the way back.
Boy.
Even in 2021, when he led a team back to the playoffs, it still wasn't the same. It wasn't the same guy. We haven't seen that yet. So that's a huge one, Michelle. That's a huge one.
It's a huge one. So my as far as significance goes, What if John Gruden was never traded?
That's my
big
second
one.
one. That was my second one.
What if he was never
one.
traded? Yeah, I mean, which obviously ties into the Tuck Rule game and all that kind of stuff. But like, you know, I mean, we dog walk the freaking Buccaneers in the Super Bowl.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. I don't think the Buccaneers make the
Easily,
Super Bowl
yeah,
at that
well,
point.
yeah.
So, you know, because, I mean, John had a great plan and all that. But, I mean, that literally cost us a championship.
Yeah, I agree. And that's an interesting one because it's complex. Because you could also say, what if Bill Callahan changed the playbook? You know, John Gruden was playing Rich Gannon in practice. Yeah. Like people want to pin that whole thing on Rich Gannon. The guy that invented the verbiage and the checks and the audibles and all, he was coaching on the other sideline, and it was the exact same stuff. So a guy like Derek Brooks literally knew where the ball was going. So it wasn't that Rich Gannon stopped being an MVP all of a sudden. It's because they were completely outcoached because of dumbass Bill Callahan. So Bill Callahan, what if? But you're right, because the precursor to that is, well, John Gruden got traded to the other sideline. Yeah. So that's what, but I think that whole, there was a run of 3 years where, and this is where I'm not going to totally give it away, but there's a run of 3 years we should have won a championship. And a lot of mine have to do with those 3 years. And that was the final, that was the third year when those two things happened.
Okay.
And yeah. So what if, that could have been Lombardi.
Yeah. I didn't base mine on whether they would have led to a championship. I based mine on like how it not just affected me, but like how Raider Nation kind of reacted.
Okay.
So that's what my list is based on.
Okay.
And I guess the Gruden getting traded does sort of tie into the Tuck Rule. So should I just add that one to that and that just be one?
Well,
or okay.
Whatever.
The Gruden getting fired, the emails thing, that was on my list.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Very
just because,
interesting.
like,
you're right.
Who knows who knows?
What were we, 5-2?
We were 5-2 when he got let go.
5-2 at that point.
So.
And then I think that dovetails into the Henry Ruggs too.
Yes, yeah.
Like if that whole freaking, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Conglomeration.
Amalgamation.
Yeah, just that whole that series of events that happened. It was like, holy cow, like this can't go any worse for us than what it is. And I mean, and you know, not overlooking the loss of life or making light of all that, but in terms of the impact to the Raiders and on the field and all that, like that was brutal.
Yeah.
That was absolutely brutal. And what we went through during that time. And it's miraculous, frankly, that they even pulled out a playoff appearance after all that stuff went down. But that shows you how pretty resilient and good that team was.
Yeah.
And that's all Gruden. And that's all him building that squad.
100%.
And so I'm with you on the emails thing.
Yeah. Because to tie on to that, like, I mean, so if Gruden doesn't get fired with the email stuff, we never see Josh McDaniels.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
there you go.
I mean,
that's a ripple effect, man.
It's just a full-on ripple effect. Yeah. So my next big one that I had that I think it's probably one of those ones in the top three of what you got. What if Tony Saragusa never broke Rich Gannon?
That fat bastard.
fat
son of a bitch.
Yeah, rest in peace and no disrespect, you know, talk ill of the dead. But man, that one to me, that's 1 and 1A on the list in my brain. And so I'll get to the other one later. But Tony Saragusa 100% did that on purpose. Rich Gannon was hit earlier in the game. I forget the name of the guy. It was like a blitzing corner or safety or somebody that hit him. And even Rich will tell you like that's the thing that started it. And then when Saragusa fell on him, then, you know, Gannon's out for the rest of the half. Like, and it's a 16-3 game. And it's really only that much because Shannon Sharp breaks away on like an 80-yard pass or whatever the hell that was.
Right.
You know, and so if Rich Gannon's playing in the second half of that game's at a minimum, it's close.
Oh, for sure.
If not, you know, won by the Raiders. And that team went on to play the Giants in the Super Bowl led by Kerry Collins, and they sucked. They got the shit beat out of them by the Ravens, and we'd have beat the ever-loving shit out of them too. So, you know, like I had somebody on the X say, well, Murph, that game wasn't for an actual championship. I'm like, yes, it was. Because the AFC Championship was the Super Bowl that year.
Yes.
Like 100% was
Agreed.
the Super Bowl. Like we'd have throttled the damn Giants. Like, please. So anyway, I'm with you on that one. That one's a monster one.
Yeah, my next one is the index card. If that smug motherfucker hadn't been able to, like, that was just a wild moment to watch on television, and it just played out so gross for the Raiders. Like, so that was
that one came up a lot. The index card game came up quite a bit from people.
It just was shocking because it was like everybody's eyes saw how much space there was, and if you can get an index card, so that was that one was like, what the fuck.
Well, it felt like we got punked.
Yes,
as a fan base, it felt like we got punked because of the smirk.
That smirk.
That just
100%.
like, Gene Steratore lives in Walt Coleman territory forever because of that. Yeah.
100%. So my next one, it really didn't have to do with a championship, but I feel like it set our franchise back for so long. What if the Raiders never drafted Jamarcus Russell?
Ooh, interesting, bro.
That is a good one, yeah.
Which, I mean, if you look at that draft and what the Raiders' needs were and all that stuff, I mean,
he was the consensus number one pick.
He was the number one consensus pick, but still, like, what if we had taken Megatron? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, holy cow.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Because that was at the tail end of, I think it was him and Sam Bradford, if I remember right. Chat room will know. That was the tail end of quarterbacks getting drafted number one overall and getting all the money.
Yeah.
And so when you missed on a quarterback, it literally would set your franchise back 5 years. And I would say that arguably that set us back even further than 5.
I think way further.
Jamarcus set us back a long, long way. And then now they come up with the rookie wage scale. Now that's one thing the NFL tinkered with and did well. with.
Right.
The rookie wage scale, because you draft a quarterback first overall, you're not tied into him financially for the next however many years, So, that was brutal, man. And it's so funny. And then and isn't that some Raidery shit? Like right before the rule changes, we get stuck with one of the last bills.
There you go.
There you
go.
Yeah, that's a good one, Jeff.
So this one has nothing to do with any championships, but I just felt like, boy, what an ugly way to go out. What if they would have called Derek Carr inbounds when he slid in the last game in Oakland?
That
would
good
have been
one.
A good way to go out,
Yes.
And then it just was such an ugly way to end that sort of time in history. So
nachos on the field.
Oh man. Yeah.
That's a
just broken hearts. Like,
you know what? From a fan perspective,
you
are dead on with that one, Michelle. That's a really
tough one.
That's a really good one. Yeah. Man, because that was that.
Oh man,
jeez, last
it was
game in
unbelievable.
Oakland, it was like
yeah. So that one.
Yep. So mine, this one is just a little more personal for me. So when I first joined the show, who did I say my favorite player was?
Antonio Brown.
What if Antonio Brown never went crazy? But you look at that offense, offense was going to be electric, bro.
Yeah.
With freaking Prime Waller.
Yep.
You got rookie Hunter Renfro.
Yep.
You've got Tyrell Williams. You got Derek Carr. Rookie Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Holy cow. That would have been elite, bro.
Yeah, that would have been good, man. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
My last one is just kind of a goofy one, but no, I mean, I guess still would have made a difference. What if they had not stayed with Derek Carr and ended up
with Tom Brady?
With Tom Brady, imagine what that would have been like.
Yep.
So,
oh my gosh, that's a
we'll
good
never know.
one.
So that's my last one.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, I have one more.
Okay.
What if Charles Woodson never left?
Oh, I didn't even want to bring that one up. Yeah.
Can you imagine him? Because if he would have stuck around,
him and Namdi.
This is what I wrote. Teamed up with Namdi.
That makes me want to cry.
Yeah, it does. It literally.
Holy joking.
Literally does. No.
Holy
serious.
cow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Whew, man, this is tough.
Yeah, exactly.
This is tough. So, Michelle brought up the tuck rule, obviously. That's a big one. Immaculate Deception is a huge one. You could point to Immaculate Deception.
100%.
You could point to the Heidi game. That was big. But for me, man, the other big one is Rob Lytle's non-fumble. That was when we are in the AFC Championship game for the second season, getting ready to beat the Denver Broncos to go into to play the Dallas Cowboys in back-to-back Super Bowls, which, again, we would have crushed the Cowboys, even Roger Staubach, Sammy, all that shit, Drew Pearson or whoever the hell. But, man, Jack Tatum absolutely blasts Rob Lytle at the goal line, fumble. I can't remember who recovered it. I feel like it was Villapiano. But
I think it was Phil.
Was it Phil?
Yeah.
I know he recovered the one in the Super Bowl the year before, but I can't remember who it was. Somebody fact check me on that one. But it's recovered and then advanced, and then they blow the freaking call. They blow it dead. Like it probably would have gone back for a touchdown. And they called it dead. And then whatever they did, and then because they didn't have a review back then, and then said, "Oh no, it wasn't a fumble." And I'm saying this off the top of my head, so somebody details, okay? But they talk about the call and then say, "No, it wasn't a fumble." So the Broncos retain possession and then ultimately go on and win the game. And the part that makes it so devastating as a fan, and I mean, I'm 4 years old when this happens, right? So I really know this by just, research and watching film, and not film, but highlights and, whatever, just the game itself on YouTubes and all that. The thing that's most devastating about it is that Madden will tell you that the officials came to him years later and they said, "Hey, John, sorry, we got that one wrong."
Oh,
That's almost worse.
It's almost worse. Like they admitted failure. And, and we're so sensitive as Raider fans to begin with about bad calls and all that kind of stuff. But when you hear shit like that and you hear the reason that we're so sensitive to those things is because whether you think that the NFL actively did it or it was a result of just Al's behavior and his suing of the league and his challenging of the commissioner and all that kind of stuff. So whether it was direct or indirect, the bottom line is that we got screwed and the officials did it and they admitted it. That's the one that gets me. We're like, the tuck rule stuff, they never came out and, Brady will say it's a fumble, but Walt Coleman doesn't. Yeah. That's the some bitch that's responsible for it. Everybody that's ever given mad about Tom Brady over the tuck rule, I see you're missing the point. Walt Coleman's the villain, not Tom. Tom's going to take the W, as we all would.
We would have done the same thing.
Done the same damn thing. Yeah. So Walt Coleman's the villain, but you never heard admission of guilt. The closest the NFL got to admission of guilt was eliminating the damn rule. Volumes right there. Mm-hmm. But they're too chicken shit to come out and admit it. But at least the officials back then had the balls to freaking admit it to Madden. But it does. It sucks because it's like, God dang it, we got jobbed. We got freaking jobbed. You want to know out of all these? The one that we got jobbed? That's the one to keep the Raiders from going back to back, because that would have cemented us in freaking, not that we're not cemented in history anyways, but that would have absolutely cemented them historically with the Steelers and the Niners and the whatever, all those temes.
100%.
All right. That's all I got. What's the chat room saying? Anybody chat room?
Let's see.
You got it, Michelle?
Let's see. So Ron said, "What if AB didn't act like an ass?" Yeah, that was one.
Interesting. Kevin the Raider Nerd says that if Woodson would have stayed with the Raiders, he would never have gotten a gold jacket.
I don't agree with that. I mean, I respect everyone's opinion. I'm not a list bully, but I don't agree with that, because I think he was still playing Hall to us for the second stint. Shit, the game he had against Peyton Manning and the Broncos alone.
Yeah, 2 picks, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And beautifully played. Like, he was flying around during that game.
Yep.
And in numerous games after he came back. And that was obviously at the latter stages of his career. So I don't know if I'd agree with that, Kevin. You can't hide talent, man. Yeah. When you're that level of talent, team, I'm not saying the team would have won a bunch of championships or something, but he would have flashed on every, especially matched up with Nnamdi. Are you kidding me?
Heck yeah.
God dang.
Heck yeah. Let's see. Trinidad said, "What if our center didn't go to Tijuana the night before the Super Bowl?"
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
You know what? That's a really good one.
That's a good one.
Because a lot of people will say that a lot of the checks didn't get changed because Robbins wasn't there.
Uh-huh.
So they couldn't make the changes. That Rich couldn't make the changes at the or whatever. We only had to go to select ones or whatever. That's interesting. Good one, Trent. What else? Anybody else?
Everyone kind of the same. Unless I'm missing something, they're all pretty similar. In line with the things that we brought up.
Yeah. All right. Fun stuff.
Oh, Paul said, "What if Josh McDaniels had said yes to CJ Stroud?" Was
interesting. Yeah. That's a good one. What if Josh McDaniels' ears could fit inside headphones?
Would have made a huge difference.
Huge.
What if Minshew hadn't eat that booger and jinxed the Raiders? He jinxed us when he did that. He jinxed us when he did that.
The shame booger.
Gross ass.
What if we wouldn't have traded for Carson Palmer?
Bro. That is huge.
Yeah.
What if Jason Campbell never breaks his
someone
collarbone?
did bring it up. What if we didn't trade Khalil Mack? That was
that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Looking at it in hindsight,
100%.
Yeah. Wow, this was fun, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do a live Took Roll show now.
We'll just take our list and do a new show for every one of the things that we'll
Absolutely.
just deep dive into
just
it.
deep
and
dive
really
into
get
it. Yeah.
sad.
Yep.
The Lytle files.
Oh, Paul's bringing up Bo Jackson.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, you know what?
Too,
and shame on us for that. I'm sorry because yes, that is another big one that was on the list. And so thank you, Paul, for bringing that up.
Yeah.
That was a huge. The only reason I didn't have that on my narrow list was because again, Bo Jackson wasn't going to win us a Super Bowl, or wasn't like that game cost us. It wasn't. But in terms of career and him he was the greatest athlete maybe ever. I mean, at the time, Yeah. And so, yeah, that was huge. That was a monster one. And I know for fans, to go back to your criteria, for fans, because think about like how many Raider fans we've met, their all-time favorite player is Bo Jackson, a guy that was a part-time Raider.
Yeah.
Like Mojo, and like there's so many people that we know where it's like Bo's their guy. And so I totally could see that. You know?
Yeah. We need to bring the party back up though, because
oh yeah,
everybody's
Jordan
sad,
Ford said this was a positive episode. Then we get this shit.
All right. Well, then if you want to be positive, more in you and less of us is a good thing.
More in you and less of us is a good thing. Well said, Murph.
Oh, hey, oops. Jesus said, what if the Raiders would have stayed in Oakland? But if the Raiders had stayed in Oakland, I wouldn't be a fan because I became a fan when they moved to L.A. So that's a me what if. That's a Michelle what if.
Well, so what if they would have stayed in Oakland?
Yeah.
So if stint 1 or 2.
Well, I became a fan when they moved to L.A.
Sure, but is he talking about stint 1 or 2?
I would think he was thinking if they had never left Oakland.
Never left Oakland to begin with. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
that's a good
one.
one.
So I'm glad
that's a
they
good
moved
one.
to
And
LA.
both of them are. What if they were still there?
Both of them. True. That's true. Yeah.
What if they were still there and never went to Vegas and we
Yeah.
got a new stadium at the
Yeah.
Coliseum site?
Yeah. Maybe the A's would still be in Oakland if the Raiders had stayed and got their own stadium.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe the Warriors too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So talk about ramifications and ripple effect.
That's
huge.
Yeah.
Dang. All right.
Okay.
Hey, more of you and less of us is a good thing.
That was
Hopefully
actually,
these emails are positive. Goodness.
Yeah, right.
it was actually good discussion
That
there, though,
was,
man.
yeah.
The chat room was great on that.
Yeah.
Under the gun. His body throws. It is.
All right, appreciate you, Raider Nation, joining us for this episode 369. 369. 69, dudes. We appreciate you joining us for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio. You can contact this show a multitude of ways. First and foremost, jump into that chat room, man. The chat room is the best place to be on a Wednesday night at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. The best Raider fans there is in that chat room. But also, we love to hear your correspondence. You can send that to your emails to show. That is S. HOW at RaidersFanRadio.com. That is show at RaidersFanRadio.com. And if we read your email an indefinite amount of times here on the show, you can become the next made man or made maiden. And you can also call the show. We've got some voicemails to get to here in a minute. And if you call the show, leave a message at 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. And if we play your message 3 or more times on the air, you could become a made man or made maiden that way. And Michelle has the honor of reading your emails tonight. And so, Michelle, who do we have?
All right. So first we have Martin.
Ed.
Evening, all. I've got nothing this week except to hope Murph had a good birthday. The
Aw,
t-shirt
thank you.
situation is being resolved, and to say hi to the dynamic trio plus everyone in the chat. If I'm not there, which he's here, Then blame us putting our clocks forward an hour for British summertime, which means RFR now starts at midnight his time. I'll try, though. This won't affect Paul, of course, as he never sleeps. Go Raiders. All right, thanks, Martin.
Thank you, Martin.
Woo! All right. Next, we have Paul. Evening, all. I hope you're all well. This time of year is torture. The tumbleweed is blowing through the deserted town called football as we all wait for Raiders news. Along with May and June, it's a nightmare waiting for everything to happen. And as ever, the pre-draft speculation is off the scale. I've seen the same scenarios that you all have, and I'm taking everything with a pinch of salt right now and following Murph's first rule of the draft, which is never fall in love with a player, with one exception. QB Jeff mentioned Ashton Genty months ago, so that one I've been following closely. I've even seen online this week someone suggesting we are virtually guaranteed to be trading up to the number 1 pick for Cam Ward, all from an unnamed reputable source, of course. This isn't our first rodeo with the draft, is it? So we all know anything can and probably will happen, but I can't see John Spytek trading to number 1. It would seem a little irrational and too expensive. I think we should stay at 6 and see who's there. Abdul Carter, Ashton Genty, and Travis Hunter look to be the generational talents, but anybody being named in the top 10 could do us a great service. It's going to be really exciting again this year, watching all the pieces fall into place, and who knows, maybe the online folks are right and John Spytek will pull off a Kevin Costner-style draft day shocker. I'm not going to lie and say I don't get swept up in the excitement of a first-round pick, but personally, I prefer the guys we get in round 2 and 3 because these are the guys that can generally make a longer-term difference. If I had a wish list, it would be to see our O-line and D-line full of pure evil from next season. So I'd like to see a focus on that. If a large percentage of our draft was in the trenches, I'd be more than happy with it. I just can't wait for all of it to get started. One of the things I'm hoping to see from the Spytek Carroll Raiders is an end to seeing players that are guards playing at tackle and vice versa, or trying at right tackle on the left, etc. Stop it with that shit. If you need a tackle, then draft a damn tackle. The square pegs and round holes thing annoys me, and the previous 2 ass wipes we've had as head coaches didn't know what they were doing. Pete Carroll does, so I don't want to see that anymore. Unless you have an obvious situation like JPJ, stop mixing and matching. It's now only 22 days away, then the real talk can begin. Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Polly Award winner 2019 to 2022, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, Made Man of the Year 2024, BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man.
Five time.
Times 4 plus 4, winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler.
Good boy, Paul.
Paul, your name Paul?
Paul.
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
Darn right you are, Paul. We appreciate you. And Martin, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your emails this week. Appreciate the birthday wish. Yeah, it was a lovely day.
Yeah.
It was a lovely day. And my birthday was on a Sunday, which is always, it's nice to have your birthday on like a day off. You know what I mean?
Weekend
you
for sure,
don't have to do anything. And, sitting here with the bum knee, all I did was
just say you couldn't do much of anything anyway.
Hung out, grilled out. Valerie and I hung out. We watched movies and played video games with Vinny for a little bit. Nice little Sunday.
Yeah. And I loved Paul's reference to the Draft Day movie with Kevin Costner.
I missed that.
I do. I love that movie.
That's a pretty good movie, man.
I love that damn movie. Dude.
Yeah,
I watch it every year around this time.
You do?
Yeah.
I need to check in on that one. Yeah.
It's a good one.
I've only ever seen it like twice, I think.
It's so freaking good, man.
Is that you know what we ought to do? We ought to do best NFL movies.
Oh.
That'll be a fun. That'd be a fun one to do. Let's do that for the next show.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do best NFL movies. Cuz that'll be a little more positive topic.
Yeah,
Yes,
maybe.
Yeah.
And I think we had to keep it NFL.
Okay.
Cuz there's a ton of football movies.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just do football.
Football movies?
Open it up?
Yeah, football movies.
Yeah, okay.
I like it.
Let's do football movies. All right. It's perfect off-season activity.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, right before the draft, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. All right, so let's get to some of these voicemails. First one that we have here, we got 3 of them. It says, let's see, this is a caller in the 740.
Oh.
Yo, Murph, what's good, man? This is your boy OG Todd Monday at Raider Strong, calling in from those Twitter streets. Raiders Twitter. I still call it Twitter because I'm an OG. I'm old school. Hey, man, love the show. I appreciate what you guys do. I always enjoy our interactions on the old X. And the reason why I'm calling is reference to the NFL draft and the 6th pick. All right? And I just want to say that on Raider Nation Radio, John McClain had made a reference to what Al Davis said with regards to you always take the guy who gets the ball in the end zone. Okay? Now, every time I say that, somebody's going to lecture me on the importance of the offensive line, the tackles, the center, the guard, everything. Which I understand how a team works. I understand how important it is for the offensive line to have cohesion and have those guys up there to block. It's obvious. But here's my take, and I think that it might be a fun topic to discuss. I don't know. Throwing this out there. My take is this. If you have a player that's graded the same, okay, left tackle and a running back, even though they tell you you're not supposed to take a running back that high, I'm just saying. One guy, if he is, elite, he can change the score of the game by himself. The other cannot. Right? And every time I bring it up, somebody says something about Saquon Barkley and the Raiders aren't close enough to winning a Super Bowl. It would be wasted carries. Well, I don't give a Michelle shit about wasted carries if it's helping the Raiders win ball games. Okay? I don't care. But my take is I would take the running back, the guy who has the quarterback, the running back, the skill position player who has the ability to change the game, change the score by himself. So I'll leave you with this. Since this is a Raider fan podcast, a Raider fan show, we're all Raider Nation. Let me ask you this, Murph, and team, Swag Jeff, Michelle. Let me ask all you guys: if you have the chance to draft prime Art Shell at left tackle, who I love, great player, Hall of Famer, or prime Marcus Allen or Bo Jackson with that pick, who are you going to take and why? For me, Marcus or Bo, because they can change the game. Peace.
Oh, there he is.
Wow, good call.
That's buddy OG Todd, man.
Is that his first call?
First call. It's coming out of the gate strong.
Wow.
Strong. Literally Raider strong there.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen, if you have, don't follow Todd on the Twitter, on the X there, definitely do, man. He's got great workout videos and stuff. And dude's got tons of Raider tats. Like he's got Al Davis. He's got
how cool.
He's got one of the ring. He's got a bunch of cool Raider tattoos and stuff. Yeah. There was a Raider tattoo thread that we were on. And so everybody's putting up all the Raider tattoos, and yeah, dude's legit, man. So, but anyways, so I agree with him and I agree with the sentiment. Well, enough of me. You start us off.
1,000%. I agree with him. Yeah. I would go with Marcus Allen or Bo Jackson over Art Shell. I mean, I don't even think it's a choice. I would do that. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, if they were both there available, if it was something you were building and then grab a running back, then you do that. But no, I think you take your running back. You take your guy that like he said can change the game on his own. He's not just a part of it. He's the solution. He's the scorer. He's the guy. 100%. It's like Brock Bowers. Yeah, for sure. And also Art Shell doesn't like me.
No, he doesn't.
So I ain't drafted his ass anyway.
He does not.
He does not like you. No love lost for Swag Jeff.
No, hell no.
Now on Bo, I slightly disagree. Not if Bo were a full-time athlete, and I'm probably reading too much into context here.
He didn't say at his best though. He said Bo Jackson at his. So maybe that's what he meant.
So full-time Bo Jackson, sure, yeah. Other than that, it's Marcus to me. But yeah, same. I agree. And so when you think about. What did he reference there? Was Al Davis say you get the guy that puts the ball in the end zone? And aside from the center and the quarterback, who touches the ball more on the offense? Yeah, it's the running back.
Damn running back.
They're running potentially 20 to 30 times a game. No one's catching the ball that many times. That ain't happening. A good day receiving is 15 catches. That's a great day receiving. You know, where a guy that's not splitting carries, he's going to carry the ball at least 20 times, even modern day NFL.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, Todd, man. A great call, dude.
Great call.
Keep those things coming, man.
Call.
Great job out of the gate, man. Coming with that. So appreciate you, our buddy OG Todd. All right, next up, we got caller in the 703. I'm guessing this is Josh.
Nice.
What up, fam? Free agents behind us. I was waiting to call. I figured maybe something would happen to free agency. I mean, we get, big name or something. I really was hoping we would maybe trade for Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals, give him like a second-round pick.
Ooh.
Have him and Max Crosby up there in the front.
Ooh.
Or Jair Alexander the corner from the Packers, But we didn't make any major moves. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Just we need to depth the stuff. I kind of got used to trying to do something big in free agency, but they got the draft coming up, and I don't know, man. I just don't know if I'd want to spend a six overall pick on Gentry. I really would like a linebacker like Walker or get some good corners. That's kind of what we need more than anything. We need some corners. Because obviously losing Hobbs and Merrick, that hurt. And I really wish that we could have kept at least Hobbs. Because Hobbs has been there for a while too. Great slot corner. But I know we brought in a couple of guys, and it kind of feels like we're taking flyers on guys and doing a wait and see and hope approach. Also, I've seen this, they're trying to ban the tush push. And honestly, I can give a fuck about the tush push. To me, that's a legitimate fucking play.
Thank you.
I got a problem with goddamn Mahomes. Some of these quarterbacks that fake sliding bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm going out of bounds. I'm going to get 15 more, man. Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's the shit that
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least be like, hey, defense, if they do that shit, key off on it. They brought it up on themselves. That's me personally. Because you're making this rule for safety of players, and then they're taking advantage of it. Then obviously you don't need the fucking rule to be safe. That's just me, though. And but the third push, that's a QB sneak. They're really good at it. You want to be good at it? Practice it.
Come on.
Other than that, yeah. But I'm not really like Geno Smith. That's cool. I don't know if I worry about a quarterback either. I still believe in building the team. Free agency's ready, so man, get to the draft.
Nicely done, Josh. Oh my gosh, that's funny. But man, what a great call out is that. And listen, I don't necessarily begrudge Mahomes for taking advantage of a rule. It's the game within the game. That's Al Davis football. That's what you exploit a rule to be able to take advantage of. There was a sign in the Raider locker room that famously said, number one, cheating is encouraged. Rule number one, cheating is encouraged. Rule number two, see rule number one. Like so I don't begrudge Mahomes for doing that. I do, though, begrudge the NFL for those stupid ass rules. Like, here we go back to that again. And I'm also with him. If I'm a coach and I see that there's a player taking advantage of a rule, I might just tell my outside linebacker or that corner or safety or whoever's barreling down on him, just blast him.
Oh, I would.
Take the penalty. Take the 15.
Yeah.
You're going to get a penalty anyways, so make it count.
Yep.
Don't helmet to helmet. Don't get kicked out of the game.
Yeah.
Don't hit him to try to hurt him. I'm not an advocate for that, but make him know that shit is going to happen when he does that. And guess what? He'll only do it once.
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean? Because he don't want to get hurt either.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
He don't want to. He's got the money makers there, man.
Yeah.
Like he don't want to come out of the game. So so I would.
Absolutely, I would. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Next up, we got one left here in the Sea of Fans mailbag, and we appreciate Steve in San Diego.
Oh, nice, Steve.
Hey guys, Steve from San Diego, just hanging out. I know that not much is happening. We're just kind of waiting for the draft and all that. I know the projection is Genty. I mean, I hope we have a great offensive line. If you want to get him, that's fine. But it sounds like, we have a lot of running backs in the draft. Anyway, so, hey, I was going to do another take. I know it's a little off, time, but it is related to football. But all this stuff about, baseball is like, oh, my gosh, the Dodgers are winning baseball. We need a salary cap. So here's what I'm going to say. Do you know how many teams since in the last 25 years in the NFL, the salary cap league has won? How many different teams have won a Super Bowl? It's like 12. You know how many teams in the non-salary cap league baseball has won in the last 25 years? 18. Bam! And not only that, there's more diverse teams that have won, not like the mainstream teams. So don't give me this, you need a salary cap. What you need is ownership that cares about winning. In fact, I would argue that NFL is more of a league that needs no salary cap because you need more money to pay the physicality of the game. And there's so many more players, and to keep the continuity, the cohesion of the offensive line and all that stuff. So quit your crying, people. It's not about the money. It's about what you do with it. By the way, look at some of the teams in the Major League Baseball that are doing really well with a very low payroll. So it's what you do with it, people. It's not about, you got to have a salary cap. No, actually, it's a farce. Anyway, I think that's what they need to do. Need to take away because there's more diversity in baseball and obscure teams that have won than in the NFL. The one they're looking for parity, quote unquote. Yeah, sure. Anyway, we'll see what happens with our draft. I care about the offensive line and the defensive line. I just hope they, keep that intact. We get a great run. If Genty's the guy, great. That's awesome. But not necessarily the answer. Saquon was just added to a great, offensive and defensive line and a team. It wasn't because of him that they won the Super Bowl. It was those lines. I'm still going to go on the lines and coaching. But have a great guy. Have a great day, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
There you go, Steve.
Good boy, Steve. So a couple quick things. So on the quote parity in the NFL, I think it's absolutely necessary. You have to have a salary cap. Otherwise, the Green Bay Packers would never compete, and the Dallas Cowboys would win it every year. Like so you can't get away with that in the NFL. It's a different sport. It's a lot shorter season, obviously. Well, not shorter season, but much fewer games. Like all that, you have to have that balance. And frankly, Steve, I'm an A's fan. I'm mad at baseball right now. So I do bitch about that. And we were the ones, you mentioned small market teams. We're literally the team that invented Moneyball and how to compete in a league that doesn't have the court. There is a quote salary cap, but the MLB is just so jacked up. Anyway, right. I'll save you my big baseball rant. But point being though, when it comes to the Dodgers, God bless them. And I hate the Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers. They're on the short list with the Lakers and the Chiefs and other teams that I absolutely can't stand. Michelle, though, you happen to be a Dodger fan.
I'm a Dodger fan. Yeah.
You are a Dodger fan, and I think it's impressive what they're putting together. Frankly,
yeah,
I think
they're
it's
just
cool.
fun to watch. Major League Baseball though taught me that money is not real. Because you see those numbers and you're just like,
yeah, bro, what?
So but I mean, obviously, as a Dodgers fan, baseball's exciting.
Right? Yeah. Hey, I'd say this. If you've got a kid that's going to be an athlete, teach him to punt and teach him to be a left-handed reliever.
Yeah, man.
You'll always have a job.
There you go.
Because ain't nobody coming out of the gate doing that stuff, and you can make all the money. How many plays does A.J. Cole have a game?
What, 4?
On a big day for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes he doesn't even clock in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, look at his stats in the Pro Bowl. He said 0 kicks, 2 hot dogs or whatever.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing just fine.
He's doing great.
Or a left-handed reliever in Major League Baseball, you come in, the Dodgers will give you all the money. Yep.
100%.
And you work every, 5 or 6, if not once a week.
Yeah.
So and
there you go.
Once a week for 3 batters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. So, yeah. But no, baseball, it's interesting. And I'll keep it brief as we're here at the end of the show. The baseball is it's such a fun sport, and it always has been. And it's always, I've always been endeared to it. It's always been my second favorite sport. But I've been so pissed off at the way that MLB has ran it. But even despite that, it's still so damn fun. Like watching the A's playing in a minor league ballpark just literally breaks my heart. But watching around the league and what this whole thing now with the Yankees with these torpedo bats, where they've reshaped bats and they're launching home runs at a rate we've never seen since the steroid era.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, like that's crazy. Like here's this sport that's so goddamn old and they're still finding ways to innovate it and still finding ways to have a competitive advantage. It's like, it's fun. Anyways.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so Swag Jeff, we take the best of our emailers and phone callers, and we award a Sizzler Award for the best one of the night. And who do we have tonight?
Absolutely. Well, can I shout out the chat room first? We haven't done that in a hot minute there.
Yes,
we have some amazing folks in the building. So Big Easy, Kelly Kreiner, Jordan Ford, Paul, Alan Bell, that's Raider 27 in there. Yeah. Let's see.
And that's and Big Easy, that's Jeff.
They sure
we
is.
haven't seen him in a hot minute.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah. Ron the Materator. Our buddy Graf is in the building.
What's up,
Some
Graf?
much respect to Graf.
Speaking of the A's.
Yep. Good to see you, my friend. Sacktown Raider Mike is in there. Raider Nomad is in there. Jason Downs is in there. Pineapple's in there.
Pineapple?
Yeah. East Coast Raider in there. Jesus of Alum Rock is in there. Let's see here. El Capitan Rafucho is in there.
What's up, Rafa?
Yeah, for sure. Julian Cardenas is in there. Yeah, we got the whole crew.
That's
man.
awesome,
so, yeah,
man.
so
Great,
much respect.
Great crew in there. Appreciate you. Chat room's been good tonight, huh? I can't see it, but it sounds like it's been good.
Yeah, it's been
sounds
really
like it's been good.
It's been really good. So, yeah, so we kicked off the night with a couple of great emails from Martin and from Paul. And on the voicemail side, we had OG Todd Monday in there, Josh in the 703, and Steve in San Diego. But tonight's Sizzler Award goes to a guy that just amazing conversation starter and all that. And another one, it's Paul, you'll have to put this down.
Yeah.
First time caller, first time Sizzler.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight's Sizzler Award goes to OG Todd Monday.
Yeah.
Sizzler.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Gino. Gino. Man, we appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you so much for putting up with our nonsense for an hour and a half here on a Wednesday night. We're going to be off for a hot minute. We're going to take a couple of weeks off before we get back for the draft. We'll be back here the Wednesday before the draft. So the draft starts on a Thursday. We'll be back live on Wednesday. Jeff and I will have rundowns coming to you over the next couple of weeks, but we're not going to have a live show over the next couple of weeks. And I apologize. I kind of butchered the freaking upload of the last rundown show, so we didn't have a live chat. I know I did. I totally blew it. But we'll get that taken care of. But appreciate those of you that still join us on the Wednesdays here at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you to everybody that's been in the chat. Thank you to everybody that's super chatted. Thank you to all the gifted memberships. That's a new trend, man. I'm loving that.
Cool.
Yeah, that's super cool, man.
Super cool. Much respect again to the Bussin' crew, to Will Compton for the incredible donation, the One Nation Foundation, and thank you to the Raider Dad folks, for accepting and being a partner on our behalf, and the great work that you are doing out there. We love you all so very, very much. Jeff and I will see you next week. Have a great week.
Yeah, remember, if you were gifted a membership and you haven't got the print that I did, the RFR print,
yes,
send your address to show@RaidersFanRadio.com, and I need to make some, and then I'll ship them out to you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we can't thank you guys enough for being here. There's not a whole lot of Raider news going on, but it's good to kick it with you guys, the best chat room in all of Raider Nation. We can't thank you guys enough for being here. So yes, on behalf of Michelle, on behalf of Murph, my name is Swag Jeff, and you've been listening to Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. For the most part. There was some dark times.
Tonight.
Yeah. That what if game we played got a little dark.
That was a little sad.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
I think it just went on too long.
Did it go on too long?
Well,
That's
the
my
Raiders had a lot of what ifs, so
I guess
That's
so.
true. Blame them,
so.
not me.
Yeah, don't blame us.
Yeah.
There you go. But I, for the most part, we're Raiders Fan Radio. We take a lighter side journey into the dark side, and we love you. We can't thank you enough. Don't forget, boys and girls, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland.
Damn right it did.
Love you guys. Much respect. Goodbye.